Hey guys, MrX4 here, Jack of all trades. We're going to be doing a Whispers of the Old Gods card opening. I did some of this, I opened some packs from the pre-purchase, so unfortunately we do not have 50 packs, but we have 30. Maybe we'll buy some more, I'm not sure, depends on what we get. There are a few things I'm hoping we pull, but yeah, let's get to it. So, yeah. Okay, so I already have most of these cards. Oh well. Fiery Bat, good new hunter card. Okay. Eldritch Horror, not a very good card. Might maybe see some arena play. This card, pretty good for Cthulhu Warlock, I think. Really nice because you get the stats of Pit Fighter plus that Evolve, pretty strong. I think I already have two though. Cthulhu Taunt, I don't know how good that'll be. Probably not very playable. Okay. Again, nothing too amazing. Actually, I think this one's pretty good. This might see play if we have some paladins that use a lot of tokens. Again, I already have Fiery Bat. Wow, vulnerable to mage, and yeah, probably not very good unless you get the legendary for that class, which lets you choose both. That'd be pretty sick. Okay. Nubian Prophet, that'd be good if I drew into that. I don't think I'll ever play a deck that uses Nubian Prophet, though, unless it's just that good. I think just having another Murloc stronger if you're playing a Murloc deck isn't very necessary. This is hard to proc, and in a sense, it's a lot like having a Raid Leader in some ways that comes later, and it's harder to get the value off of. Corrupted Seer. Turn 6 Consecration isn't as good as turn 4 Consecration, sadly. Ooh, Epic. Alright. And it's Skill Nightmare. Fuck. So, Epic I'm going for this set would definitely be the Hunter Epic. We really need the Call of the Wild because it's actually really good. Again, Bog Creeper actually looks promising because the stat line actually isn't horrible, right? So if you go for a 7/7/7, let's say it's now 7/6/8, but then you get Taunt, I think in Arena this is actually extremely strong. But in Constructed, I'm not too sure if this will see play. I mean, there are some taunts that have been removed, but, still fairly good. This is pretty shitty. This, potential. Shifting Shade, I could see that in, like, a Fatigue-based priest deck. This is a slower format, so having cards that copy it can be good. Shatter, thematically makes sense. I feel like 2 costs, though, is too much. I feel like this should be 1 cost. N'Zoth's First Mate, really good in Warrior aggro, but I don't know how much removal you're going to be able to use this off of unless you're against an aggro deck. Most removal with Fiery War Axe ends up being against like Mage and Priest when you have to get rid of their 3 health drops like Cleric and such. 1/3 doesn't take care of that, unfortunately, but I still think this is pretty strong considering you get a 1/3 weapon and a 1/1. That's an extra mana of that's like having a free 1/1. Yeah. This, after they nerfed, or after Belcher rotated out, I would say might see some play if you really need taunt heavy stuff. Standing in Darkness, very vulnerable to new AoE. This is hard to get off if you're not building a strictly Death Rattle deck. This is a really good card though because the stat line lets it survive, whereas a 4/5 doesn't survive as long. 3/6 survives way longer, and you get the +1/+1 whenever it heals. So this works really well with Grace. I really like that card. Rare, golden, rare. Demented Frostcaller might see some play. Faceless Behemoth, even in Arena, because by turn 10, just having stats still isn't as good. I was watching a Trump opening earlier, and he was talking about how 7/7s is barely acceptable, and that makes sense from Arena standpoint because, well, obviously, yes, the stats will be valuable when you draw into it. However, would you rather draft a 10/10/10 or a 7/7/7? 7/7/7 is a lot better. Demented Frostcaller. Ooh, golden gets a lot of disenchants. Oh, golden. I actually already have a bunch of these. Golden, disenchant, sweet. Not sure how strong. Obviously, Cthulhu synergizes well with the whole Control Warrior aspect. It's just Warrior itself doesn't have that many amazing cards for Cthulhu, so we'll have to see how that works out. This is actually pretty good. I think this actually could make Druid strong. Random friendly minion Divine Shield. Hard to get off, but a 2/1 that can give Divine Shield, if you get it off, is good. This card is very good, because if you think of it like a Shredder, where you have to get rid of a 1/1 and then a 4/2, obviously a worse Shredder, but this trades into something as well that can trade into 4 if they can't proc the Divine Shield. Plus, your Cthulhu is getting a 2/2, so obviously not as strong as Shredder, but in a Cthulhu deck, if you had to run like Shredder or this is obviously like the pick, right? So yeah. Taunt. This is really strong, I think, because you have a 2/6, then a 5 whatever. Sen'jin Shieldmaster stats, there's only a 3/5 taunt, so getting this as a 2/6 means you technically preserve the stat line, but a taunt is better with health, I suppose, in that aspect. Plus, this gets health the next time it gets hit, so... Or, plus it gets more damage after it gets hit, so, you know, then you can trade into it the next turn. I've gotten the 3 shitty legendaries of the set. Alright, well, it wouldn't be fair to say Mukla is a shitty legendary, but Boogie Monster is definitely a shitty legendary. And so is, Slowgoth the Slitherer, I will say, isn't necessarily shitty either. That one could potentially be strong because it's so hard to remove at a high stat line. You will die by that point, but if you don't die, maybe it has potential. Mukla is also good because you can run it in a deck that, like... You can compare Mukla to Toshli, right? Where you're getting basically parts. Boogie Monster doesn't do shit because it's too slow. It's like... This is like a scaled nightmare, right? It's just too slow. It doesn't do shit. Alright. Well, I have a bunch of bad legendary, but oh well. Golden Rare, free disenchant, Doomcaller. I can't imagine the situation where Doomcaller, an 8/7/9, is gonna be good enough to want you, like, you want to buff your Cthulhu by the time it's turn 8, and like if you need a minion, like you would rather have a minion that has a different type of game impact than just buffing Cthulhu. Obviously the second effect is very strong because you can bring your Cthulhu back from the dead, but then it's, you know, how consistently can you have a situation where that happens? Renounced Darkness, obviously interesting card. I don't think it'll be viable. You get a lot of mana reduction, but the fact that it's so random, and you don't always draw into it is bad. This is a very good card, especially with the legendary they have. Again, Beast Druid might be possible. I think this is pretty good. I mean, 5 to an undamaged character, very strong for 3 mana. 4 mana 6 is a Fireball, but that can also hit face. Yeah, I don't know. I think 3 mana deal 5 to an enemy is pretty good. But then again, Fire Lance 5 deal 8 is pretty bad. This is a pretty good card, but for 3 mana deal 2, that is kind of hard, like annoying that you have to give that up, but you get a 2/1 on the board, and Cthulhu gets 2/2. I think that's pretty good. Ravaging Ghoul, pretty good, but turn 3 Whirlwind, you don't always want a 3/3 on the board after your Whirlwind, I guess. But I think it is a pretty good card. Doesn't work in every situation, but, you know. This Villager, pretty good. I think if I ever make a Warlock, if I ever make a Zoo deck, I'll definitely use this. Tentacle in N'Zoth. Hard to get off because you're coming in 1 turn late from Whirlwind. Again, Spawn in N'Zoth. I don't know. This card has potential. I think that if you have a deck that actually manages to effectively run enough weapons and not kill itself, I think that card is really valuable. This is a really good card, actually, but it's golden, so I'm going to disenchant it. Oh, hi. Welcome to, what is it called? Patron Lock? I'm excited for Patron Lock to be a thing. Okay. Okay, sweet. I was looking for the second Twilight Elder, because I actually only had 1 so far. I mean, I would have just crafted it anyways because it's common, but still, it's nice to have another one. Alright, finally got Call of the Wild. I don't think this card's very good. And then Hooded Acolyte. Cool. I'm going to disenchant because that's golden. Finally, though, I got a Call of the Wild, which means 1 less I have to create. Hopefully I get a second one so I don't have her have to... Well, this is good as well. Having, I mean, the card itself isn't very good, but if you combo it with the Legendary from Druid that lets you choose both, a board full of, 6 3/3s for 7 mana is something I would definitely do. Unfortunately, that situation won't always happen. Blade of Cthulhu, very strong card, but comes very late into the game. I don't know how viable it'll be. Really depends on how many big guys are getting run. And, you know, obviously slower meta, which means it has a better chance of being run. Yeah, nothing amazing here, I guess. Ooh, 7 packs left. Okay. 2 Cult Apothecaries. Okay. Nothing new here, really. epic. Oh, another Wisps. Okay, Corrupted Healbot. Corrupted Healbot has potential synergy with that new card from what is it called? The new priest card, Embrace the Shadows. But also, if you have, if you just want to drop Akanai on the board as well before trading this into a death, which it's not going to be easy to trade into death. Obviously, it's a 6/6, so it's more likely that they kill it on their turn. They're not going to kill it if you have Akanai on the board, and obviously you can't activate Embrace the Shadow on their turn. But cool card. I think if it was a like 4/6/6, it would actually definitely see play, or if it was like a I don't know, it had less health and it was meant to proc with Priest, you could potentially see something like that. This card, don't know. I mean, again, more AoE, right? So it makes cards, makes token decks very vulnerable, and they obviously would need buffs in order to survive all this new AoE. Okay, and nothing really new here. Thistle Tea, I don't know why I would run that in, as opposed to like a Sprint, because I feel like Sprint itself just does more. Because drawing 3 of the same card with this shitty card really screws with you. Master of Evolution, very good card. Tentacles, not... Yeah, 5/2/6 compared to Velen's Chosen is really shitty. But I think Velen's Chosen rotated out, if I'm not mistaken. Spawned on Azoth, again, same issue. Ooh, golden, though. Disenchant. Epic. Twilight Summoner. Alright, I don't think that's very good. We're going to open more packs. I will buy... I'll buy 15 more packs. I think that's my battle.net password. No? Okay, let's try again. There it is. Alright, so we'll open 15 more packs. That'll be 45 packs total. Dropping like, what, 70 bucks on this game? That's fine though. Hearthstone is a pretty fun game. Thus... Ooh, what the hell? Packs, please. Oh, we gotta try buying again. Come on. Packs, please. There we go. Packs. Alright. We have 15 more packs to go then. So 45 packs total this opening. Let's see what we get. Carry and Grub. Potential, because it does work well with your curve when you go into a, I forgot what card it's called, the Houndmaster. So having that stat line for Houndmaster is pretty good. This is not a very good card. I don't think this will see play, yeah. Good cards, but I already have them. So around this time there will be a lot of duplicates and we get a good chance to disenchant things, which is good. Ooh, Faceless Summoner, pretty good. I think I have 2 of those already. But yeah. Ooh, another Disenchant. Ancient Shield Bearer. I don't know how good Ancient Shield Bearer will be, considering that Shield Maiden is a... Okay, well, it's good, but, you know, you're losing 1 removal, and it's a 7-cost card. So, you know, 10 armor is obviously strong, but losing... It really depends on how good the Cthulhu archetype is in general. Can we get another Legendary, please? Oh, wow, this is such a bad card. I hope I get 2 of them, though, because I will love to cheat people in casual games with that. But yeah, hopefully we can pull 1 more Legendary, because in the, I mean, pulling 1 more Legendary would just be sick at this point, right? Like, that would actually just be sick. Come on, Legendary. No, nothing. Again, we're just really hoping for a Legendary at this point. Just hearing him say rare over and over again hurts. It really hurts. Ooh, epic. And it's not... Oh, this is pretty good. Too bad I don't play Shaman. Yeah. Really just want... If I can't get a Legendary, I just want another Call of the Wild. There we go. Okay, we got Call of the Wild. It's golden. I really want to disenchant it, but I'm not going to since I'm going to need a second one anyways. But... Another Legendary, as I said, it doesn't really matter which one. I'm just happy to get another Legendary. However, as I don't play Shaman, I don't see myself ever playing this card. In fact, I don't know how good this card is. 5/4/6 stat line isn't, you know, is obviously inferior to Pit Fighter, which doesn't see play. But the effect is strong in the sense that you heal. It's just, how good will a Control Shaman be? You know, that's to say, like, that really depends. Like, I don't think Cthulhu Shaman's going to be a thing, right? So, Control Shaman, will that work? I'm not sure. Okay. And that's everything. Okay, so we'll go to my collection, and we'll see how much else we get for disenchanting duplicates. Because You know, obviously, always want to get dust value. Ooh. Disenchant extra cards gives you 1370. Fucking sick. Alright, so now we're at 3715. So we can basically enchant whatever legendaries we want. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. And obviously, so there's some decks here that I've been testing out just for trying to do random shit. So let's look at some of the new cards. So Mire Keepers. I didn't get a second one of these. That's disappointing. If I make a Druid deck, I'll have to enchant, make some of those. And maybe the Druid Legendary, depending how good it is. But I'm going to try not to craft any cards until we see the meta shape out a bit more, so probably a few more weeks. Luckily, we did get 2 Call of the Wilds. Unfortunately, well, I can't say unfortunately one of them is golden, obviously, because you do, like, golden is better, right? But I like to disenchant golden cards, so if I had gotten a different golden card and then had this be just regular, that would have been beneficial, because I like having more dust, because I don't really care about golden. Like E-Penis is inferior to skill, right? Free disenchant. Alright. Selfless Hero, potentially. We'll see play. I don't think Stand Against Darkness is good enough. Not with all the new AoE. Ooh, more disenchant. Ooh, more disenchant. Wait, so I already have 2 of these, right? Yes. This is free disenchant. Bladed Cultist. Actually pretty good. Blade of Cthulhu. Potential. Depends. Evolve. Happy I have 2 of those. If I make a Shaman deck, now I can do that. Thing from Below. Pretty good. Disenchant that. Forbidden Ritual. This is actually really good, especially with like Knife Juggler, and you know, just it is a token card though, so much like Stand Against Darkness, it is very vulnerable to AoE. However, I don't see Stand Against Darkness being amazing unless you can like Warhorse the next turn and like prevent them from dying, because obviously they don't have charge, right? So you know how you're gonna get that combo off. I don't know how consistent or reliable that is. Free disenchant. Okay. Yeah. The Cthulhu cards, I think, are pretty good. I played against a few Cthulhu decks. Cthulhu is pretty strong, but if you know obviously the caveat to that is if you don't draw into Cthulhu, you're basically fucked, right? Like there's just like nothing you can do if you don't draw into Cthulhu, because you're playing a bunch of like base stat minions that are like the standard stats, you know. Yeah, and then Mukla. I won't disenchant Mukla. I'll keep him because he's like having a Toshli. That's potentially good. I don't see this being very good. I don't see Skilled Sniper being very good either. Ruby and Prophet has potential. Doomcaller, I don't see this being that amazing either. Maybe you could run 1 if you're playing a super late game. This is pretty bad. I'm not going to disenchant it though because I'm actually curious how like playing it. Slowgoth, very underrated right now. I think this is potentially good. 5/9 Taunt, very weak, but the fact that it can't be removed means that as long as you have enough health to survive Burst, you're good to go. Problem is, turn 9, you know, how much health are you going to have left for Burst? Especially with Healbot gone, it's a bit harder to just put a taunt on the board and say, ha, fuck your Burst, kid. Like, you can't do that with every thing. And obviously, Boogie Monster. Disappointing that I had to get this as one of the legendaries. I really do wish I had gotten some more of the old gods as legendaries, but obviously with the amount of dust I have and with the amount of disenchants I plan on doing, I will over the next before the next set even releases, I'll probably have everything I need. So yeah, I think if you have about 100 packs of old gods, you'll probably get everything you need, considering and again, this is without knowing what the meta is going to shape to be necessarily, but considering that you know, you will have or at least you'll have enough for like 1 or 2 decks that, you know, are viable. And you know, considering that most of these cards are like, if Cthulhu becomes strong, you can get those just like basic cards that work with Cthulhu or the class cards. For the most part, I think that old gods, you don't have to get too many packs for it overall. But yeah, this has been an opening of Old Gods and some overview of the few of the cards. Obviously, I'm not an amazing player or anything. I'm actually just pretty average. But just some of my opinions on these cards, as well as me opening them. I hope you had fun. Anyways, yeah, good luck in Hearthstone. This is Jack of all trades, Mr. X4, signing out.